Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com. In this video, we're looking at a brand new watch from Oris, a 3D printed case and a striking red dial to boot, the Oris Coulson limited edition in the ProPilot format. So in this video and on this channel, we cover watches available for purchase on our website, TeddyBaldassarre.com, as a full authorized dealer. So in this video, deep dive on this timepiece, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout this video, if you have further questions, want to learn more, or purchase the watch, we'll have a link in the description to the product page down below. Guys, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at this watch. The modern history of Oris is often intertwined with the brand's penchant for limited editions, often oriented around altruistic causes including medical work in austere environments and oceanic types of conservation. In keeping with the industry at large, another prominent theme is the ever-expanding inclusion of in-house calibers within Oris's broad collection. And in this video, we'll take a look at a new watch from Oris that emphatically checks both boxes, the Oris Crown ProPilot Coulson Limited Edition, an eye-catching variant of the Big Crown family designed in collaboration with Coulson Aviation. As global temperatures have risen over the years, wildfires in the western United States in particular have become more frequent, destructive, and deadly, with companies like Coulson Aviation moving from their origins in helicopter logging to become the world's leaders in specialized helicopter-based firefighting. Now, this new watch is limited to 1,000 pieces, pairs the established Big Crown ProPilot format with a carbon fiber case with a striking fiery red dial, while being powered by the manufacturer caliber 400, all priced at a non-insignificant $4,500. Now, starting with a conversation on the case and wearing experience, the ProPilot Coulson comes in with a 41mm diameter, a svelte 12.2mm thickness, and a lug-to-lug of 48.9mm. Given the set of proportions, the watch wears pretty true to size, with the single most notable aspect of its wearing stemming from the extremely lightweight carbon fiber from which the case is constructed. Often associated with higher-end watchmaking and names like Hublot and Richard Mille, carbon is a relatively new player in the watch case space, typically constructed by combining carbon-based material with a binder in a mold. While its scratch resistance is less than stainless steel in many instances, carbon is among the lightest structurally sound materials in the watch world, making this Coulson limited edition disappear on the wrist as soon as it is strapped on. Set between mass-appealing 20mm lugs, the strap is of a Kevlar or Cordura-style material backed with red leather, tapering to 18mm and terminating with a PVD-coated titanium buckle in Oris's beloved aircraft seatbelt style. Love this design. Case architecture is more or less the same compared to the standard 41mm Big Crown ProPilot, with 90-degree angles at the downswept lugs and multi-tiered bezel, with the lower tier executed in titanium and presenting an intriguing angle that takes on a coin edge concept. At 3, a screw-down crown, again executed in PVD-coated titanium, manages setting and winding, also pairing with the screw-down titanium exhibition case back and achieving this watch's solid 100 meters of water resistance. It is also important to note that this case is going to be 3D printed, and with the central case in titanium, the finishing is matte and intended to show off the grain achieved from the carbon molding and milling process. Set beneath a sapphire crystal offering a slight dome, the Coulson's most eye-catching attribute, without a doubt, is its glossy, fire-inspired gradient dial that starts from an almost orange near the 6 o'clock position and fades to a dark, almost eggplant color at 12. For contrast and legibility, everything else, including the applied numerical hour indices, printed minute track, and subtle dial text, are all in white, with a stylized baton handset keeping watch over the entire affair. At 6, a white-on-black date wheel is visible just beneath a simple aperture, adding a bit of interest. The base of the hands, as well as the majority of the sweep seconds hand, are black, giving the hands a bit of a floating effect in lower lighting. Superluminova BGW9 grade A luminescent material is utilized across the hands and indices, and the watch glows well in complete darkness for something in this category. Overall, the dial is striking while remaining legible, but the hardcore black and red motif offered by this likely limits its appeal to a select few who either appreciate or want to support the Coulson cause, or those that don't mind a more eye-catching presentation. Now, beyond the more upscale materials utilized in this piece, the other big move here is the inclusion of the caliber 400 from Oris, which was released back in 2020. At first glance, the finishing resembles that of many of Tudor's movements, with a frosted technique applied to the plates and the bridges. The hollowed rotor has a vertically brushed finish applied to it and is secured to the movement with a new, simpler pin and lubricated sleeve system that replaces the traditional ball bearing rotor configuration that we often see. Oris claims that this new design will allow the watch to be more efficient when it's self-winding. The new balance assembly is highly resistant to magnetic fields with a new silicone anchor and escapement wheel. The movement also undergoes many tests when it comes to magnetic fields, meeting the requirements of the ISO 764 standards. And Oris also claimed that this watch will be accurate within cost parameters at -3 to +5 seconds a day while operating at 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 Hz. By any metric, the claimed capabilities presented by the Caliber 400 are impressive, offering a 10-year service interval accompanied by a 10-year warranty for those that register their watch with My Oris, a great level of backup from a major brand in terms of after-sales support. But perhaps the biggest downside of this new collection of calibers is simply how new they are, having not had the opportunity to prove themselves over the last couple of decades like other calibers on the market. But now with a few years under their belt and thousands of watches sent off, there's no question an ever-growing confidence with what Oris has created here. When it comes to accuracy, so we tested this one, just anecdotally speaking, this one was between -3 to +2 seconds a day when testing across 5 different positions. I will say when we were first getting Caliber 400s off the shelf, they were running a little bit outside of the range of deviation, but Oris, I think, has made great strides in making sure that these have become much more accurate and in alignment with their quoted range of deviation. So now to unpack looking at this new Oris ProPilot Coulson edition. So a few things that come up on the negative end, and we'll talk about the positive end. One is just this watch is going to be more polarizing with its look. It is a louder watch with that red dial. It's striking for someone that really likes it. And I actually am a big fan of this dial, but combining that with the case, it certainly is a bit more out there than your conventional watch that you're going to find in the segment. And then finally, the price is going to be a bit more lofty. You're talking about $4,500 for this piece for a watch that is more niche in its presentation. Now on the pro side, I think the carbon case titanium components creates a very unique presentation that contrasts well with the rest of the dial. You're looking at 100 meters of water resistance here, so some nice versatility on that end. Lume is also solid, although maybe could be a little bit better with the fine amount of real estate that it occupies in certain areas. And then you have the Caliber 400. If you just look at the reality of what is going on in the rest of the market, in terms of the specs here, you are talking about a movement that is class leading for its power reserve and some of the other features that it offers. It's a very feature-rich movement that is almost double the length of some of the other competition in the price range. So although this model might be a bit more limited in who it's going to resonate with compared to the conventional Oris, still a pretty cool cause and a dial that certainly will have you not forgetting it. Well, all right, guys, thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. That does help out the channel. But in addition to that, if you're in the market for this watch, definitely consider TeddyBaldassarre.com as a place to buy. We're an authorized dealer of over 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. And how we fund productions on this channel and our primary channel is through the selling of watches on our website, TeddyBaldassarre.com. So all support, definitely appreciated. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.